Oh, yeah, buddy. Yo, 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 yo. What is happening? Tells me I got two people watching right now. So, what's up, guys? What's going on? We're going to kind of give this a minute or two to get into this before we just do a little bit of Tuesday night live Strongman talk. So, if you do have any questions that you want me to dig into or anything, happy to listen and go drop them in the chat. Also, let me know you're here. Would love to know who's watching or not. Be a creep. Sit there nice and quiet. All good. But talking about, going to cover a little bit of the Giants Live Deadlift Championships that happened over the past weekend and concurrently the USA Strongman Championships. They've released all of the official Strongman Games events that are coming up. I really want to talk about Trey Mitchell and Iron Bibby. And just the future of deadlift records. So that's what we're going to dig into. We're going to give this about 30 more seconds before we lock in. I hope you guys are having a nice time. Shit, man, I must talk about this strength standards thing. I have a lot of people, that are digging in and giving me some interesting thoughts about this. So, yeah. Anyways. Let's go and dig right in. I guess I would like to start with the strongman strength standards because a lot of people are responding to this in an interesting way. So I kind of came up with what I think are strength standards. And this is all general. This is just my opinion. I really want to open this discussion up for people because all the time you have people in the novice division who have absolutely no business being in there. And sometimes that's fine. Sometimes that's no big deal because you have people like Valerie Gvelugashvili. Anyways, Big Valerie came and did 2022 Beast of the Bay, had never, ever been to a strongman competition in any way, shape, or form. And he ended up obliterating everybody. It was his first show, and that's that. The next year, he came in and got second in the heavyweight division, and that's that. So just some things that I kind of thought of, and I want people to give me some ideas on this instead of just saying oh, it depends. You can't say that. Just give me a fucking break. But women, I said, if you can do 3 of these 5 things, I think you should go into the open division. So women, if you can press 3/4 of your body weight, if you can deadlift 1.5 your body weight, if you can load a stone or sandbag that's equivalent to your body weight, if you can farmer's carry 3/4 of your body weight in each hand, or if you can carry 2 times your weight on a yoke, right? So then for men, so if you can press 1 time your body weight, even push press, sure, whatever, not just strict press. If you can deadlift 2.5 times your body weight, load 1.25 times your body weight in a stone or sandbag, farmer's carry body weight in each hand, and then yoke 3 times your body weight. If you can nail 3 of those 5, I think you have the minimum requirements to hit a open division. Now, of course, dude, I honestly cannot believe that people are telling me oh, it depends because some people are 300 pounds and others are 150. Yo, I have had 15 shows that I've ran in the last 4.5 years. Duh. All right. But instead of just saying that, I want to have this discussion because I encourage people to go to that next level. I think having your sights set higher on an open division or just a bigger challenge is something that's very worthwhile. I think that you should aim higher, even if you're at the risk of zeros. Now, of course, there's things to consider like experience, technical mastery, this and that. But bottom line, we had somebody at Beast of the Bay who, dude, with the worst form I've ever seen in my entire life, power cleaning 275 and benching 405. And he's been in a couple novice shows, and the guy has just got to step up. It is completely ridiculous, in my opinion, that this dude's competing in novice whatsoever. What's up, Cody? What's going on, my brother? So yeah, and I will never turn anybody away from doing a show. I want everybody to get out there and compete. I want you at whatever level, but I do think some people need to consider it time to move up, even at the risk of a zero? I've zeroed so many overhead pressing events in my history, but like eventually I got my head out of my ass and I hired a coach to fix that and allow me to be better. And now I'm in serious contention of hitting the Trump log at OSG. But that's only because I set my sights higher to things that like were a little crazy and maybe unreasonable. Anyways, all right. If you have any questions on that, would love to hear it. But let's go ahead and just kind of talk about the deadlift championships that happened over the past weekend, and a little bit what's going on with the just deadlift record in general. So we had, Giants Life is hyped up for years and years and years now. The 505 kilo deadlift, and once again, didn't happen. Not even close, except, believe it or not, Mitch Hooper on a whim got it to his knees. He was the most successful by far. Did not get it, but if you go back and watch this, I said to myself during this show, I was like, man, if Hooper like really locks it in and focuses on this, I think he could hit that record. And sure enough, he went for it, got it to his knees, and I mean, it's honestly one of the most astonishing, impressive misses of a lift I've ever seen in my life. It was incredible. But we had Graham Hicks, Ivan Makarov, and Rauno Heimla brought in as the deadlift specialists. None of them could get the job done. Even to a point, it's interesting that I'm hearing that Graham Hicks. I'm gonna get to that, Zach. But even Graham Hicks said he gained 6 kilos in America before he went in Saturday for that. And that's funny in two ways. One, it's either like the standard American diet, and he just got that fat, but like, no way, bro. That's very careless as a professional athlete. Parts of me think that was like a little bit of a cope because he probably was going to miss that. I hate to say it, and no disrespect, because he is one of the best deadlifters that's like on the planet right now and ever has been. But like, dude, that's just kind of unacceptable. If you're a good strongman, I don't care what level you're at. Like, even if you're at this lower level, you need to treat this shit like a fucking pro. And that means like the foods you eat, everything, you got to have it in your control. There is no way that guy just had no idea what to do or what to eat going into it, man. I'm going to tell you, like, I've beaten some people in my competitions that invited me out for dinner. They were going to get like Korean barbecue and sushi and ramen and things like that. And my answer was, fuck no, bro. Even if that's stuff that is like beef and rice, okay? I have beef and rice, blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't know what they're cooking it with. I don't know what type of beef it is. I don't know, what exactly type of rice it is. This, what's going on in their kitchen. So you need to just be in control, man. Like, how can you let some of those variables that you have control over like slip away? That's insane, dude. But that's that. So, kind of my advice in general is be in control of that. So yeah, man, what we have, Trey Mitchell, 470, the American deadlift record taken from Dimitar Savatinov, which it's kind of an interesting thing to note. So Dimitar had one of the heaviest deadlifts in the entire world over the last couple of years and did not get invited to this show. Now, why? I don't know. I can only speculate. Some might say politics. Listen, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea, and I'm not going to infer or figure it out because I just don't know. But it is just factual. Guy pulled 1,031 at whatever that, Miami situation was with that guy that ran the Ragnarok games. That's nowhere to be found anymore. But yeah, didn't get an invite. But either way, his record was bested by Trey Mitchell, who did it raw, dude. That is crazy. And then you ended up having, who all pulled out? So you had Evan Singleton pull out. You had Luke Stolman pulled out. You had Iron Bibby pulled out. Listen, if you were hearing me talk about this before the show, I knew that Iron Bibby was not going to make it. The guy's conditioning is terrible. He seems to be pretty injury prone. And I don't want to be a hater because, like, the guy's a good personality, unbelievable presser, obviously all-time world log press record holder that he's bested twice. And Novikov ended up pulling out. But, yeah, Novikov has been hurt on and off. I really feel for that guy. It's hard for him to turn down good opportunities that he's probably getting paid to go to. But on the other hand, like, dude, he just tore his bicep not that long ago, and he did the Shaw, and then he just did this Giants Live this past weekend. So I think he probably needs a little bit more time to recover. Um, but what do I know? But I love that guy, big fan. But Iron Bibby, man, that guy he's got to get it together, man. That's that. He's a big boy. But anyways, overall phenomenal show. Gotta give hats off to Lucy Underdown, who did a 325, a 716 deadlift. Absolutely absurd, man. I really would like to see Giants Live give some opportunities to some other people. Like, maybe not, dude. Maybe not. Like, maybe there are no other women that are anywhere close to Lucy right now on the deadlift, but I just can't really see that being the case. But I would like to see some more opportunities for some of those women there, even if they are in the lighter divisions. That's that. So why don't we parlay that into, so you actually have this weekend, you have the 80 kilo world deadlift record attempt coming up from Rich Molnar, and he's been pulling above this in training. However, he notoriously has missed and botched his weight cuts a couple times, and he always shows up zapped on game day. However, we could be looking at the first 80 kilo or 175 pound athlete to deadlift 800 or more this weekend. So, if I'm just being totally honest, I wish the guy very, very well. I was hoping that I would be the first to do that, but it's all good. Fair play. Now, if you didn't know this, there's actually some controversy with the 80 kilo deadlift world record, which it depends who you ask. This is not as clear cut as Thor and Eddie, which Thor has it, by the way. But Ben Donnan set this deadlift world record in his home gym under very questionable circumstances with the weigh-ins. So Ben Donnan has failed a handful of weigh-ins, and then there's no video evidence or recording of him doing there's no evidence of his weigh-in when he went to do this 80 kilo world deadlift record attempt, which he actually beat by something crazy, like 60 pounds. It's somewhere in the 790s right now, I believe. And that was taken from Tom Mannion, who was closer to 730 or 740. So a little bit contentious there, but between Rich Molnar, he could get over 800 this week. And then you also got this guy, Maximilian Wunderlich in Germany. They could really be putting that thing pretty freaking high pretty soon. Don't count me out either. Anyways, but that's not what I'm training for right now, and this is not about me. But why don't we take that into some other things? Like they have announced all of the events for the official Strongman games. Not all weights have been listed yet. Cody, I think you're coming to do the teen challenge. See you there. But for me, I know off the top of my head, they did end up changing things. So they have a Trump axle for the deadlifts. It's a deadlift for reps. But for the 80 kilo guys, we have a 545 for the light one and a 640 Trump axle for reps. So I actually hit a 655 raw axle deadlift at South Carolina Strongest Man in April. And Cody, do not say I'm so screwed, bro. You create your own reality with your words. Don't say that shit. Anyways, I hit a 655 raw axle deadlift in South Carolina. Awesome. So I'm really stoked about having this 640 up because I think that's going to get me some pretty good points. Selfishly, I'm 3 for 3 in deadlift events this year at South Carolina Strongest Man, USS Nationals, and the OSG Regionals. So I hope to go 4 for 4, but I have not had that same level of competition yet. So we'll see. Either way, very, very stoked for that. But, man, 640 is freaking nuts. Consider that, yeah, right. So 360 is 360's double. Then you add, 540. So 540. So the light axle is 3 times body weight. And that means that the Trump axle is 3.5 body weight. That is freaking nuts, man, when you think about it that way. Anyways, super cool. So that'll be a pretty interesting event. So for the rest of the events at OSG, so day one, you have Trump log, light and heavy. You have the car yoke. Heck yeah. really looking forward to that. I have done did do a Tallahassee a couple years ago. Did the Brett Fain car yoke for probably about 5 feet, but that shit was heavy. Um, and then Saturday, Axel Della for reps, sandbag medley, and they actually have 3 events in the finals this year. So there's a wrecking ball hold, an Atlas Stone medley, and sandbag throws over bar. So really exciting. I think should be a fun time. It's in Madison, Wisconsin. Yeah, whatever. But hey, should be a good time. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'll see you there, Cody. So really cool stuff, man. Moving on, I just want to really give a shout out to Trey Mitchell, man. That guy is a freaking savage. He tore his Achilles at the Rogue Invitational last year. That is nuts that he's already back. I mean, for him to be competitive with Mitch Hooper is phenomenal, because you probably know Mitch Hooper has now won a handful of these competitions where he's so far ahead that he doesn't even need to technically do the last event. Nuts. But he actually kept it pretty close to Mitch Hooper this time. So I wish nothing but the best to Trey Mitchell, man. That guy just has the right demeanor and overall approach that I think is necessary to be a strongman champion. I would love to see him rattle off like a World's Strongest Man or Arnold, or even a Rogue Invitational championship here in the next couple weeks. So cool stuff, man. Just exciting times in the world of strongman. This sport is exploding, and it's just super cool. I mean, you got Team Challenge at OSG. You have just so much happening, man. I mean, and I haven't really looked into a lot of the other weight classes, but you do have more masters classes. So there's a 40 plus lightweight and heavyweight for the OSG, and I think there might be a 50 plus lightweight and heavyweight as well. I'm not sure, but you just got more opportunities for people coming up. I do think that based on how Strongman Corp Nationals went 2 weeks ago, that the overall game, Strongman Corp Nationals, they're going to be growing a lot between James Deffenbaugh and Len Morehouse. People seem to be really happy with how that goes, with how that went, rather. And shit, bro, I'm not going to lie. I saw some of those guys getting those physical pro cards at Strongman Nationals. I want one of them bad boys. So if you're with me, whoever the 3 of you are that are watching right now, you heard it here first. I'm getting one of those bitches next year. So that's that. But half of us are aging out after this year. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're 19, dude. But you got to take advantage of that opportunity right now. So really cool, man. Yeah, so those are kind of the topics that I did want to hit on some of these. But, I'll hang out for another couple minutes. Cody, got any questions or anything, man? Anything you'd like to talk? Or I don't even know who else is here. I wish I could see who's tuned in live, but it doesn't matter. Check out my Mariusz Puchnowski, Dominator, bro. Yeah, it'd be cool to see. Cool to see you. It'd be cool to see Christian. I don't know if I know anybody else that's doing the team thing, but hey, man, love it. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Hope the cardio goes pretty well. Shit's been feeling good in training. Yeah, man. All right, I'm gonna give this one more minute here. If anybody has any questions, now's the time. Time is now. For those of you that are here, listen, I've got a really cool online community right now that I'm growing and developing up. It's called Club Strongman, the Strongman Club. So I'm giving out some free training programs. We're also giving out, or not giving out, but we're hosting some special guest Q&As this week, including first one this week will be with Harry Walker, who was middleweight World's Strongest Firefighter, middleweight World's Strongest Operator, second place in the heavyweight division for America's Strongest Veteran. He was a Shaw Open finalist in the 231 division, and just all around badass. He's done the Husfeldstone for a full lap around the pen. So he's doing a special guest Q&A this week. So for training programs, technique tutorials, got some educational courses in there like nutritional guides. Check out my private community, clubstrongman.com. Would love to see you in there, especially you, Cody. I think there's a lot of stuff in there you could get some benefit from, man. Christian, Cole Bolton, and Alfie Poser. I unfortunately don't know those guys, but yeah, Chapel, my man. I know you in there. Hell yeah, bro. Chapel, dude, you gotta jump in on Thursday. I made a post in the club for some Q&As with Harry. You got to, dude, if you don't know who Harry Walker is, that guy is a mofo, fucking badass, bro. That guy's so awesome, dude. Such an honor. And then we got another pretty cool guy coming in 2 more weeks, which I've told some of you about, but I'm going to wait till we get past Harry with that. Yeah, Harry's the freaking man. How do I feel about the wrecking ball hold? Yeah, boring. I don't like that you can kind of ramp that on your thighs a little bit, and that you can alleviate some of the pressure by putting it on your quads. I mean, like, dude, honestly, like, look at those pictures. The pictures of it look pretty sweet, but like, yeah, just standing there holding it, kind of boring. I'm not really a fan of holds in general. The only instance is like what I thought was a good idea, but like, feel free to disagree. We did a farmer's hold for max time at World's Strongest Manatee 2023, but then the immediate next event was an arm over arm heavy tractor pull with a rope. It was a seated pull one. So like I sort of gamed that a little bit because like I knew people's grip would be pretty fried going into that grip heavy event. So like unless there's something where it's like paired up like that, I'm not really a fan of that. But I would also say too, like just when I think about designs for competitions, like if you were to, I don't know, have 4 very good, exciting events and then like 1 more boring grip event, like fine, whatever, like it's hard to have like 5 absolute bangers, in there. But yeah, I don't really like the wrecking ball hold. Looks cool, but it's like boring to watch. Yeah, there are better options. And that's one that I at least give them a hand for is like when they do the front holds. They had the big giant swords for front holds or something like that. That's pretty sweet. For someone new to the sport, can you explain what Static Monsters is about? Yeah, absolutely. So, and yeah, last thing there. Hold should not last 2 minutes. I absolutely agree. All right, so Static Monsters is a worldwide competition. So all across the world on the same weekend, there's going to be all these different countries and organizations that are doing their own individual local log press and 18-inch axle deadlift competitions. Okay, so some of these other local editions have like bigger and more events. More on that in a second. But if you were to do the log press and the axle deadlift, you get put into a worldwide ranking with everybody that's doing it on the entire planet. Okay, so like, Chile's always got some good lifters. Like Philippines had a finalist last year. Canada's got good lifters. It's huge in Europe. It started in Australia. So it is an international competition. It's like the CrossFit Open where everybody's doing it all at the same time and all these lifts go in. So they do have a top 10 finals every year. So if you're in the top 10 of your weight class, you're eligible to go in. You're eligible to go to the finals if you hit the top 10 of your weight class. But that being said, so for USS sanctioned shows, you have to have a minimum of 3 events. Okay, so a lot of times some of these will get combined up with other events. So like this one in Claremont, for example, you have log, axle deadlift, and then they're going to do squats to blocks. I've stepped out from that, so I'm not 100% sure how they're going to be doing that. And you heard it here first. Breaking news exclusive. There's going to be 2 more optional events for Claremont Static Monsters. One of them will be a brand new state record opportunity. Heard it here first. Anyways, but more on that later and on social media. So yeah, if you wanted to do USS Nationals, if you wanted to like qualify for that, then you would have to do all 5 of those events in the show. However, if you just wanted to go into the worldwide rankings for Static Monsters, you only have to you could do one or the other. You can get ranked in the world for just your log or just your deadlift, but they also rank that like monster total. So it's sort of like you have 2 competitions happening at once where you have your Static Monsters and your like USS sanctioned event. Now what happens is Static Monsters runs on international weight classes. USS runs on, our standard American units. So whatever you weigh in at, let's say it's 230 pounds. All right. So there's a 105 kilo division for Static Monsters. which if you weigh 230 pounds, you would get slotted into 105 for Static Monsters, but simultaneously you're in 242 for USS. Okay. So there is like two whole like separate scoring things happening at once for USS Nationals and then Static Monsters Worldwide. Or rather just US Strongman Static Monsters Worldwide. Organizers will have that like all organized, like set up this and that. But all you got to do is weigh in and know where you're going to be at. But I hope that makes sense. It's like there's kind of a lot going on there, but think of it sort of as like a 2-in-1 competition. You get ranked in Static Monsters Worldwide. You'll be able to see where you're at with everybody else in the entire world. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm glad that makes sense. And yeah, you know, bro, just hit me up anytime. But this is a good opportunity to like talk that out. Yeah. So you're getting scored. You're getting weighed. Whatever your weigh-in is, you're getting weighed in that pound category for US Strongman. And then you're also getting weighed in that kilo category for Static Monsters Worldwide. We just have like two separate scores running them up. So Iron Podium will be your place for the USS scoring. And then it goes into strength results. You Google strength results. That's where it's going to go for Static Monsters Worldwide. But like that'll all be handled. So very cool, man. Good question. I appreciate that. Video about youth strongman. Yeah, that would be a good one sometime, Cody. I'll give you a shout sometime. Could do a special guest appearance, man. Worldwide competition. Static Monsters. Worldwide. Prestige. Worldwide. Trapper King. Bro, I loved your Beehive video. I want to watch it the other day. I want to see more Trapper King content, dude. Big Sean, the man, the myth, the legend. Is there anybody on the planet that does more strongman competitions than Sean Fennelly? Who knows? Nobody. My answer is probably not. But sweet, man. Good questions. I appreciate it. Give this kind of another minute or so here. Man, people like really have some feelings about these strength standards. Like, I don't give a shit, dude. Like, I'm just like, I will tell you guys, just like being candid, somebody has to open this conversation. Somebody's got to do it. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm the authority. Like, I do think that my perspective is pretty valued, having run so many of these competitions. But like, what do I know? Why don't you ask somebody like Willie Wessels, who's been involved, who's literally been in strongman competitions in all 50 states, bro. Who else has done that? Nobody. He's been to every single state for a strongman competition. It's been doing this for 20, 30 years, man. Anyways, strength standards. And I laugh about it because like, oh, well, it's different for different size people. Like, duh, dude, duh. Like, some people need to, I appreciate all the engagement, but I think some people need to just like think like, how do you think that I, of all people, don't realize being the state chair and running all these competitions? Like, duh, there are weight classes. Hello. Anyways, sweet guys, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Much love. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna continue to do this every Tuesday night right here on my YouTube channel. If you ever have any topics or things you want to bring up, discuss, shoot me a message. Just drop them in here in the chat or whatever, man. You guys, we're all connected online, and if not, hit me up at Steven M. Coin. It's the same as my YouTube handle on every single platform: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Not OnlyFans, not there yet. But anyways, much love to everybody. Stay strong and have a championship day. Boom.